Well, guys, this is it. Tomorrow, September 2nd, it's my first day of high school. Freshman year, ninth grade. It's crazy. I remember when I was going into middle school and I thought it was wild. Yeah, no, it's nothing compared to this. And what else is wild to think about is a year ago tomorrow, I made my going into eighth grade video, and now I'm making my going into ninth grade video. And it's crazy to think about because, I was still dead in the middle of middle school back then, and now here I am going into high school. It really goes to show how much my channel's been through at this point because my channel was still new back when I made my going into eighth grade video. So yeah, looking back at my going into eighth grade video, I'm just like, nope, irrelevant now. Even though, yes, I know, I'm almost definitely gonna think the same thing about this video in the future when I'm in my sophomore year, junior year, senior year, or maybe even decades later, because like I've said already, I plan to have this channel my entire life. So maybe my channel hasn't been through all that much stuff yet. Now, I talked about this in my going into eighth grade video, but the past few years, I've been like, oh, it's a new school year. This is my chance to become a cooler person or get a glow up or whatever. And it's also, my chance to, just have a funner school year. It could be a lot cooler. Just generally, I think all these positive things without remembering it's school. Literally, it's practically the same thing. And I was thinking this way about high school too, except it was even stronger of a feeling because, it's high school. I was like, oh my goodness, this is a new place. This is going to be so cool. It's probably going to be a lot more fun. And, eventually I started to realize, well, it's still going to be school. There's still going to be classes. There's still going to be work and things like that. So, what if it's not all the hype it's meant to be? I've heard that high school is going to be the best years of your life, and it is for those who are already past it. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I kind of believe it. Who knows? So yeah, it makes me kind of nervous because, like, for example, when I went into middle school, seventh grade, I was like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. It was kind of hype for the first few days, and then it just got normal, and it felt like regular school again, and then it just got boring. Same thing for eighth grade. So now I'm kind of aware it's probably going to happen for high school too. I'm just hoping maybe the hype will linger a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? However, I do have a little bit of hope knowing, like I said already, that a lot of people consider high school to be the best years of their life. And it's crazy to think, this is where I'm going to graduate. This is where I'm probably going to get my first girlfriend, even though I can't pull. And this is where my full K to 12 school life is going to end. I'm not counting college. I mean, I'm going to get my diploma here. I'm going to graduate. I just, it's kind of hard to fathom for me. Now, I want to quickly talk about something a little bit more personal, even though it's not that bad. The main reason why I'm not looking forward to going back, it's not because of the work or anything like that. It's because of the other kids. Now, I've said this already, but I'm unfortunately probably one of the most hated kids in my entire school, and I really don't know why. It's probably because of my autism and my rocking, and I don't know, people say I'm annoying and other things. Most of them probably bully me just for fun. I don't know. But like I said already, in previous years, I tried to be cooler, mostly just because I wanted more kids to like me, just because I didn't want to be as hated. But it never worked. And really, I should have seen it coming. But this year, I am seeing it coming because, I mean, I'm just more aware of it now. And it's just obvious that really, no matter how much cooler you get, the same kids who hated you before are probably going to keep hating you. And I don't know why, that's just the way it is. Now, obviously, I'm not going to point any names for privacy reasons, duh. But the truth is, ever since I first came into the district in kindergarten, ever since then, yes, this stuff was happening then as well when I first came in. It's insane. Ever since then, I have just gotten so much crap from so many kids, it's insane. Like, why me? Why do I have to be such a target? It's one thing that I'll never understand. So yeah, quite frankly, I'm not looking forward to going back to have to deal with all that stuff again. But you know what? I think there might be a few ways that I could deal with it. I mean, maybe I could just start being chill and just, one thing I need to do is just stop reacting to all the bullying. I mean, if I don't care, it should stop, right? Well, at least it shouldn't be as much, I hope, from what I was told. I don't know. I just don't want to care as much this year. I think that's the first step to slowing down this nonsense at least, even though it's probably going to be worse this year because, I'm a freshman and I know the sophomores, or at least most of them, but a good amount of them still bullied me in the past. Now, with the upperclassmen, I don't know pretty much any of them, so I don't know what they're going to be like. I mean, they could be mean, they could be nice. Who knows? It's probably going to be pretty mixed. But I know literally none of the upperclassmen. So, yeah, I'm going to have to see. I just hope they're not going to be as bad as the kids in the grade below me. And yes, I get bullied by the kids in the grade below me. I'm that hated. Even though, really, for the most part, it's just in the kids in my grade because I see them the most. So, yeah, just I don't really want to have as much of that kind of thing this year, even though I know I will. Like, for example, last year, on the last day of school, right? It's supposed to be a great time. You're supposed to be saying goodbye to the school, be happy that the school year's over. I was, on the bus ride home and yeah, for the last 10 minutes of the school year, I had to hear nothing but all those kids on the bus telling me how everybody hates me and nobody's going to miss me. Yeah, not a very great last few moments of school. And things like this happen to me all the time at school and have been for years. And I don't know why, but it feels like every last day of school, the bullying just gets worse. I'm assuming it's because the kids want to get as much bullying in as possible on me before they can't for a couple months. It's really dumb. And it sucks because I know it's just going to keep happening this year and probably the years after. Now, the other day, I had my freshman orientation, and I was wondering how it would turn out. Well, guess what? Not even 10 minutes in, some kid in the back of the room said to me, "Ryan, why didn't you oil up?" That was nearly a year ago. Why are people still talking about the oil up arc to this day at my school? It's just crazy. Like, it was so long ago, just stop talking about it. Now, I mean, the chatter about it did die down as time went on. But, like, for example, the day before the last day of school last year, we had a dance, and some kid there was like, "Ryan, you lied." And I knew they were talking about the oil up arc because whenever someone says that, I just know they're talking about that. And I don't know why kids are still bringing it up so much, by the way. I mean, it's not as much nowadays, but people still talk about it. I mean, it's crazy, but, kids will always find a way to make fun of you somehow. And, it sucks, but that's just how it is. But I'm not going to try to focus on that this year because, sure, it's going to get real here, but I also want to try to have fun because who knows? Maybe it really will be the best years of my life. Anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to say for this video. So thanks for watching. Consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you guys later.